Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Lucier here. For those of you that are new to our streaming, this is Tongren Distance Healing Therapy, where we are actually sending healing energy to people all over the world. And our organization in particular has many of these sessions. These are basically like mini sessions of boosting to help people through a healing crisis, from simple to complex healing challenges. So for mine, I'm on at 6 p.m. If you go to tongrenstation.com, there is an international directory. And these are the tools. It's not about these tools. It's about the connection of healing throughout the world for all people. And many of the people that are watching on this broadcast are actually, and I'm just checking because it says we are missing. Okay, let me just make a note. It says on Facebook we were deleted somehow. And I will just refer that to our team. But our goal is to do a systemic boost of the body. And there are some consistent things in terms of health and healing. Number one, the inner terrain is the inner environment of the body. If that's healthy, all these fancy names of conditions and illnesses and disease don't really matter because they're coming up against something that is so strong that they are repelled or they are unable to overcome us. Bacteria, viruses, and even cancers. Inner terrain. So our focus is also on inflammation, which is the cause of 70 to 80% of all disease. So those two areas are target areas. And this is number 3, where we open a blockage on the bioelectricity, which is basically the communication link from the brain to the target area, an organ or a gland, in order to continue the brain wound connection and communication to optimize the health. And our job is to open a blockage. So let's begin right away. On our website, we have all these questions. And Gartor is at the beginning, blood flow to the brain. And let me know if you can see me on Facebook in different ways and give input information. So tap for enlarged prostate. So the herbal remedy prostate care by the company Crystal Star is what I used for that specific condition myself. And what is your PSA? That's always a good to track. My PSA is always around less than 1 now. And I think it was up as high as 12 many years ago, diverticulosis, which would be good with things like slippery elm herbs and aloe vera herbal remedies as well from an advanced company, medical grade aloe vera. And the next one sounds very painful. Complex tear of the posterior horn, the body, and anterior horn of the medial inside meniscus, the tissue, the ligaments and cartilage of both knees. Wow. How did that happen? Sound like a fall. But let's work on 3-part process. Blood flow to the brain. Initialize the brain wound connection. Initialize the nervous system and the endocrine system, the communication links. Diverticulosis, T1 to T8, anti-inflammation of anything, itis, osis, infection. And the source for the knees is the brachial plexus. And then down the legs, bladder 54 to support the knees from behind. And the ouch points, including stomach 36, for the front of both knees. Sorry to hear about that. and grounding the vagus nerve. And again, a little bit more ouch point on the knees. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Next, we have cervical dystonia, which is spasms in the neck where the head would turn in a spasm way, up or down, or chin to shoulder, that kind of thing. Scoliosis, which is a curved spine, so working with yoga and stretching, active stretching, and spinal stenosis, so spinal flossing to open up the nerves moving inside, and then focus on an alkaline diet, because spinal stenosis can be the filling in from acidic byproducts of calcium filling in the bones. So let's do it. And Christy, endometrial, peritoneal, liver, and lung. So for you, I recommend 2 feathers herbs and Essiac tea right away, and then fenbendazole and ivermectin as well. So T1 for the bones and B cells. C1 to C7 for the dystonia, so we want to reduce inflammation and spasms in the neck. Focusing on the basal ganglia. C1 to C7 and the muscles. T1 to T8 for inflammation. Endometrial, peritoneal area. L1 to L5, S1 to S5. Low red blood count and low blood pressure. So again, T1, bone marrow, GV17, ascites, T1 to T8. Fatigue, make sure you have plenty of iron and plenty of copper foods. Sunrise, sunlight. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. CV4 also for the endometrium, peritoneal area. T9 for the lungs and T3 for the lungs, T9 for the liver, and lung 1, lung 2 also for the lungs. In the area of the nerves of the chest. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And let me know how you're doing. Definitely pH adjust for Chris, which is alkaline. Number 2, black salve, Ojibwe medicine. Essiac tea, Ojibwe medicine. Fenbendazole, ivermectin, Tongren, and Tuina. And let's see if people are coming in. And there we go. Sylvie in Rome. Lucky you. Wow. Yes, Tongren will make it to Rome. I will just do it with an Italian accent. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. So that for osteoporosis. So I've been experimenting with that because I've had some bone density issues, and I just got my bone density, and I've increased bone density 10 to 12%. And I'm not even doing the full protocol. So there are specific things you can do for an osteoporosis protocol. Blood flow to the brain, kidney, which is in Chinese medicine for the bones. No surprise. Blood flow to the brain. Command points to the brain, command points to the brain stem. Calm mind, GB13. Tracy, good to see you. As always. T1 to T8. T1 for the bones and bone marrow. GB39 for the bones as well. L2 for the bones. So let's do lots of bones. L1, L2, adrenals and kidneys. Immune boost. T1 to T8. Here's small, and we're talking about mysterious settler next. Small airway disease, is that bronchiectasis? T1 to T8 for Tracy for the immune system. Again, L1, L2, kidneys, adrenals, T9 for the liver, detox, T7, T4, T9 to partners of detox, and GB13 right side again for the calm and peaceful mind and grounding. So let's work for mysterious settler and happy mama. Blood flow to the brain. Post nasal zerp. Do a quick check-in to see who's on Facebook. The laser on CV17 is good for the airway. Brown's gas, inhalations, hyperbaric chamber. And for right scapular pain, what I would recommend is if you can get somebody to massage your back, but you take your arm and you go over, it moves the scapula, and you can even do that exercise yourself, back and forth to open up the scapula. But if you go over here and then somebody works right in the bone, that's a good way to get rid of that pain and release. It's SI14 area, technically. And let's do that. SI14, right side, right rear scapula. Is it on the top of the scapula or the bottom? It's usually in the upper 90-degree corner there. And T3 for the lungs. Lung 1, lung 2. TCM. Lung points as well. And CV17, big time for the lungs. That'll help you a lot. And for perfect blood, T1 for the bones. T-spleen, T7, spleen, recycling for blood. Lymph, T3, T7 as well. T1 to T8, immune system, doing great. And let's do an extra T1 for the bones and B cells for Happy Mama. T2 thymus and T cells. And next we have Laura and excited individual. And I'm just checking in. And Sylvie, what city are you in? Oh, it's late there. What time is it there? It's like around midnight? Wow. So let's work blood flow to the brain and GB13 in the brain for calm mind, balanced hormones, hypothalamus and pituitary. In Tong, third eye for abundance. Abundance is the releasing of limited thinking, connecting to your true self, and realizing that abundance is always a possibility and always available if we remove our limited thinking. Or at least just focus on gratitude for blessings and gratitude. Focus on that. There you go. So again, hypothalamus, pituitary for Lara, and C6, C7, balancing the hormone system. And let's check it out. Yep, midnight. I thought so. All right. Blood flow to the brain for excited individual, Lakshmi Citizen. Let me know how to pronounce that so I get it right. Herbal Granny. Herbal Granny, Fancy Dreamer. Great. There we go. Flow to the brain. And please send healing chi to your brother and MB. Can you let me know what MB you're referring to again? That would be great. Healing chi through the intent of our mind flowing via photons. Gallbladder tumor, so definitely a castor oil pack. And for gallstones, Chanca piedra, I actually saw the actual herb in Belize when I was there about 2 weeks ago teaching. And it has little stone-like things on it. It's amazing. Command points of the brain, brain stem. And let's work on the eyes, the eyelids, C3, nerves and muscles, ouch point. So when you say loosening, is that good or bad? Is that an improvement or things are getting worse? So let me know about that. The eyelid springs. For yourself, left midshaft humerus, comfrey packs. Did you ever try the comfrey packs? Muscles and the nerves, so brachial plexus to the radial nerve. Muscle atrophy, definitely castor oil with DMSO. So when you say vitamin D and vitamin B12, are you short on vitamin D and B12? Best vitamin D, I have some right here, vitamin D3. And B12, I also have that. Same kind of bottle. So we work on the microbiome to improve absorption of vitamin D and B12. And the wife Lakshmi, lymph nodes under the right armpit. Definitely castor oil, and there's a really good one, castor oil with pokeweed root from Etsy. The company is called Missouri Farms. A brilliant product. So let's do a lymph tune-up for you, Lakshmi. 6 parts: the lymph of the neck, the lymph of the armpits, the lymph of the groin, and autoimmune, T1 to T8. So when you say nose breathing as sleep, are you saying that you want Tongren to help the nose breathing, or you want to do something? Sleep tape is one of the best options. T1 to T8, autoimmune. Brachial plexus to the knee, to the elbows. C3, 4, 5 for the nose and breathing and sleep. Microbiome for digestion, T11, T12, L4, L5. Cholesterol, if you want to know, there are like 15 benefits of high cholesterol. Cholesterol being dangerous is a myth. It's actually not true. Data has shown the complications, heart complications from high cholesterol or not high cholesterol are basically the same. So the data and the medication of stuff for high cholesterol is a myth. I know vegans with high cholesterol because that's normal. High cholesterol is not always a sign of a condition, but it does seem to be a sign of an opportunity to sell medications. And then brachial plexus for the knees. Bladder 54 and the ouch point of the knees, including stomach 36. And for higher cholesterol, spleen and gallbladder and bile duct, what I would do is take fat digestive amylase or fat digesting enzymes with your meals for the cholesterol as well. Sugar T8, stress-free, calm mind. Daughter sits in acne, so that would be a liver detox, would take care of that. Hormonal emotional balance, again, liver detox. TV 19, 20, 21, 22, initialize the hormones, hypothalamus, pituitary. T4 for the skin, T9 for the liver. So when the liver is overwhelmed, the toxins show up in the skin. And for acne, I had really bad acne as a kid. I learned no more dairy, no more fried foods, clay on the face, and grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Yin Tong, also for third eye, connecting to true self for a free and calm, stress-free, calm mind. GB13, right side, a little bit extra. CV4 for the cholesterol as well. Grounding. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And let's take a look at Facebook, Midnight in Rome. Crew members, Ashika, overall growth. Let's do it. Blood flow to the brain. Growth hormone, GB 2022. Hypothalamus and pituitary again. Brain, blood flow. Let's do some for Augustina. 3 blood supplies for the brain and brain stem. Carotid artery, vertebral artery, and occipital artery on both sides. Also good for Ashika. For the brain. For mobility, GB17, BL9. Speech, Broca and Wernicke areas. GB7, 8, 9, and 10. Above the left ear. And ovarian issues L3. Sanjay, leukemia, there's a leukemia technique. Two things for leukemia. One is an ITP kit from a company. Look up ITP kit, a 3-part blue bottle remedy to build the bone marrow and get it produced normally. Number 2 is, of course, Tongren, but also number 3 would be a bone marrow enhancement technique, a tailbone adjustment, which I do in my own practice. And if you have an osteopath, they can do a tailbone adjustment. So detox from meds, chemo, and radiation. Definitely in between chemo and radiation, do clay baths, clay foot soaks every day. Detox, T9 liver, T4 skin, L2 for kidneys. And right breast tumor surgery, T9, T4 right side. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And for Happy Mama, for G for Evan, blood flow to the brain command points, but especially arthritis, which would be also bitter herbs, castor oil packs on the liver, T1 to T8. T1 to T8 for inflammation. And much abundance. C1, GB13, right side. And welcome, Edna. Good to see you. Have soft palate, C3, 4, and 5. Soft palate, muscle strength. Speech, GB7, 8, 9, 10. Broca and Wernicke areas. And C3, 4, and 5 for the throat chakra area as well. T1 to T8. Vocal cords, C3, 4, and 5, and the throat chakra. Brachial plexus for the hands. Vertigo, GV17, we don't want to miss that. Brachial plexus for the hands and the arms. Lumbosacral plexus for the legs and the ankles. T1 to T8 for MS. Next, husband's thyroid nodules. Eliminate the cause, which is fluoridated water. Focus on the cure, the remedy, which is sea vegetables and iodine and minerals. C6, C7, thyroid, parathyroid. And the hole in your granddaughter's heart. T5, 6, and especially CV17. How old is the granddaughter? Hashimoto's tune-up, also C6, C7. Same, eliminate fluoridated water. Hashimoto's tune-up, C6, C7. Hypothalamus, pituitary, dry eyes, C3, 4, and 5. Ouch point for the eyes as well. And clarity, GB13. Right side, clarity from a spiritual, emotional, and physical perspective. In Tong, third eye. And next we have the RLR gang, the squad. T1 to T8 for inflammation, T3 for the lungs. Lung 1, lung 2. CV17, also for the lungs and scar tissue. Long thoracic nerve. And grounding. And grounding to the feet, all 10 feet. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And next we have Faris and Lynn. YouTube is working only. Huh. 3. Let me just make it. And let's continue. Ferris, I hope you're well too. Tap for your mom. Blood flow to the brain and the eyes and neck pain. Neck pain right away. Let's work on that. Trapezius, shoulder release point, GB21. ouch point of the shoulders and stomach, SI14, right shoulder pain, T1 to T8, right shoulder, brachial plexus to the right shoulder, C3 for the eyes as always, support, brachial plexus to the left hip, left hip joint, back pain, C1 to S5. And again, the ouch point for the eye, C3, C4, facial artery to the eyes, ouch point for the eyes. And next we have Lynn and Fortunate Soul. "14 people on YouTube. Yay, she's 3. Rheumatoid arthritis, that's inflammation. T1 to T8. Fermented foods. Two feathers, herbals. Fancy Dreamer. It picks a name for you, that's all, Herbal Granny. You can change your name. I think you got to sign in. But you can do that. And okay, Lynn and Fortunate Soul, blood flow to the brain. Migraines, very specific point. GB20. Cranial pressure, okay, C3, 4, and 5. Pressure creating the migraines. Olfactory, C3, 4, and 5. Ear pressure, C3, 4, and 5 as well. So the occipital ridge, peak time. Lots of pressure going on there. Red light therapy, castor oil would be great. GB12 for TMJ and C1 to C7 cervical area. Sleep apnea can be remedied by sleep tape. Breathing, C3 for the lungs and the lymph, CV17 for the breathing as well. Really good for a laser in that area. sleep apnea, and tap for rash and hives. That's a liver detox issue. Focus on cleansing through clay, detox binders, those types of things. Food allergies, because your gut is intolerant because of a lack of detoxification through the liver. So blood flow to the brain. Command points to the brain. Brain stem, T9 for the liver, T4 for the skin, T1 to T8 anti-inflammation for the food allergies as well, Carla. Bitter herbs for the liver for everyone. And Sunny Gem and Joanna. Blood flow to the brain. Detox from mold. Clay, DMSO, T1 to T8 for inflammation and smoke, mold, chemicals, sinus chemicals. What are the chemicals causing the sinus and lung infections? C3, T3, severe anxiety, GB13 right side, T9 liver, cognitive dysfunction, 3 blood supplies for oxygen to the brain. Sky window, vertebral artery, both sides, and the occipital artery. And more on T9 right side, liver health. GB13 right side, left side for the frontal lobe. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So Collected Explorer, tap for your son. Stomach issues, medical grade aloe vera, aloeanswers.com is my recommendation. There's a link to it above. Most everything that I recommend has got a link above. Blood flow to the brain. Brain command points, brain stem command points. Stomach, T9. Left side, microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. Stomach issues, microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. Anxiety, it's definitely connected to anxiety. The brain, gut-brain, brain-gut axis. There's another word for it, but TB13 and CV4. The gut-brain axis. Let's focus on that for you, Joanna, as well. CV4 for the gut. Emotional balancing, GB13, right side, left side, in tongue, third eye. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And Herbal Granny, Fancy Dreamer. It's a good name. Let's work on the jaw, the teeth, the ouch points. Old root canals cleaned out. Ozone injections are good. Got to check on the cavitations if they've left any kind of space in there that can be problematic long term. They can use a cone beam X-ray to check the whole area, 360 degrees. Cone beam, it's called. So C3, 4, and 5 for the teeth. T1 to T8, anti-inflammation, anti-infection. Hip and grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. And let's check our Facebook universe. And rheumatoid arthritis, fermented foods, high fiber diet, hydration, probiotics if you're not getting enough fermented foods. And for the granddaughter, she's 3, is that right? And T1 to T8, anti-inflammatory diet. And rheumatoid arthritis, T1 to T8. Brachial plexus to the arms, lumbosacral plexus to the legs for the arthritis. T1 to T8. What do I recommend for bitter herbs? From a company called Vitality Herbs and Clay. They have a product called Bitter Herbs. It's the best one that I can recommend. Benign tumors on auditory nerves, I would definitely use castor oil packs, but we'll work on that now. Psoriatic arthritis, blood flow to the brain, brain command points, brain stem command points. T1 to T8 for arthritis and itis. T9 for detoxing the liver. Happy Pal. So benign tumor on the auditory nerve, the cranial nerve, Is that what you're speaking of? Collected settler? Nerve in the brain? The other thing for bitter herbs, eating lots of bitter herbs, dandelion greens, arugula, cauliflower, spinach, kale, and collards. Those types of things. Add those into your food every day. T1 to T8, anti-inflammation. And in Tong, third eye, gratitude right back at you. And grounding to liver 3. And kidney 1. And we're keeping our friends up in Rome. And let's do Qigong for everyone. 14 people on Facebook. Woohoo. And let's work on the healing bowl. It's right on time, surprisingly. You're welcome, Sylvie. Thank you for joining. Extra effort from Rome. Shout out to Sylvia Forrest in Italy. Okay. Blessings to everyone. Take care. Be kind to one another. And you are welcome. I will see you next week. And remember, in 3 weeks, we will do a supercharged Tongren from an immersion biophoton field. Woburn, Massachusetts, on a full moon, which comes on a Thursday night, which is great. So, see you all then next week as normal. Then in 3 weeks, the supercharged biophoton blast. You're welcome. Have a great day.